Today we're looking at how the moon expresses itself through the houses for an Aquarius Ascendant. So this information applies to your natal moon and also the transiting moon as it goes through the signs every month, interacting with the placements in your natal chart. And the moon represents our mind, it's our emotions, it's the lens through which we experience life. And it changes signs every 2.5 days. So this constant fluctuation of energy impacting our emotional mind creates these cycles that we experience in our life. For the Aquarius Ascendant, moon rules the 6th house. And this is a house of health, healing, and hard work. And that means regardless of where the moon is placed, it always brings these themes associated with the 6th house. So service, responsibility, and even obstacles. And the 6th house also represents your enemies, debts, and pets. Now, moon for an Aquarius Ascendant is exalted in the 4th house. This is where Taurus is. And so overall, the 4th house energies are going to feel comfortable and stable for the Aquarius Ascendant. So this feeling is significantly modified if there are planets in the 4th house, aspecting the 4th house, or if there is a malefic influence on Venus, the ruler of your 4th house. And so being in an exalted house means that the moon is in its happiest place. And a happy moon is essentially a happy mind. The moon is able to express its truest nature in Taurus, and this enables the mind to adapt to those moments of uncertainty and sudden change. So the 4th house is associated with home life. It's connected to the mother. It's where we make emotional connections, and it's also where we find inner peace. It's our peace of mind here. And so having the 6th house ruler in the 4th house can bring matters of conflict into the home. It can impact the relationship with the mother and also bring in debts associated with property and vehicles, things like that. Now, the moon is debilitated in Scorpio, and this is the 10th house for an Aquarius Ascendant. The moon debilitates here, therefore, this is the most challenging and confusing house for an Aquarius Ascendant. Scorpio is where our fears and our secrets and our uncertainty is seen. And so it's the opposite of stability where Taurus is. And the moon really has a hard time with emotional control here. So having the 6th house ruler in the 10th house brings these themes of hard work and effort and obstacles into that house of career and public reputation. So let's look at the moon through the houses for Aquarius Ascendant. We're going to start with the 1st house, which is Aquarius. So moon here is under Saturn's rule. This is your ruling planet. So things could still feel heavy and limiting and like there's responsibility that needs to be done, especially in matters regarding you, yourself, your physical body. And you may feel more emotional overall, but you can also share your experiences with others. And this is because Aquarius is a very collaborative sign. It deals with society, humanity. Now your 2nd house is Pisces, and moon is in the sign of a great friend, Jupiter here. So emotions may come up around matters of money, family, and even food. So your speech could also become more emotional and softened. Your 3rd house is Aries, and so moon is under Mars rule here, and there may be this feeling of impulsivity. You may be quick to anger, but you can also be innovative and pioneering, and it's all about how you channel that Mars energy. So instead of being frustrated, you can express yourself through physical activity or even creative expression. So the 3rd house really deals with your ego, your willpower, and any matters related to that. Also your courage and siblings, all of these things can come up with moon in the 3rd house. Your 4th house is Taurus, which we talked about earlier, and this is the moon's strongest placement for the Aquarius Ascendant. And the moon is exalted here, so he also gains directional strength being in the 4th house. And this is a day of peace and comfort and clarity, especially around matters of home life and even with your relationship with your mother. So the 5th house is Gemini. So Moon under Mercury's rule really combines emotion and intellect. And this placement can affect your personal and creative expression. And having the 6th house ruler in your 5th house can make expressions feel more like an effort, like you have to try harder to express yourself. It can feel burdensome. And that's just the nature of the 6th house in your 5th house of fun. Now we have the 6th house of Cancer. This is the sign ruled by the moon. And so moon feels at home here. And the 6th house ruler is particularly beneficial for overcoming obstacles, defeating your enemies, and combating illnesses, especially in work-related matters or health concerns. And this is a powerful yoga that's being formed with the 6th house ruler being in the 6th house. This is showing a great capacity for healing and overcoming obstacles. The 7th house of Leo is another great friend sign for the moon. It's ruled by the sun. So there's themes of integrity, authority, and truth that are being brought to the surface, particularly around your relationships or anywhere you're having to compromise or make a commitment. And your partnerships in business are also applicable here, and the ability to compromise really gets a boost of confidence with this transit. Now your 8th house of Virgo is moon under the rule of Mercury again in the 8th house though, so there's this focus on details and managing your emotional attachments and those feelings of uncertainty. So this day could bring about worry or stress, but if you channel that nervous energy into productivity, you can really make the most of it. So having the 6th house ruler in the 8th house creates another powerful Viparit yoga that brings transformation through effort, through discipline. Your 9th house is Libra, so moon is neutral here with Venus ruling Libra, and the 6th house ruler in the 9th brings responsibility and matters of health into your house of luck and higher learning. So your blessings may feel like they are hard to come by, but focusing on sharing your wisdom with others will activate that higher nature of this placement. The 10th house is Scorpio. This is where your moon is debilitated, like we said before. And this 6th house ruler in the 10th is really all about your work and career. So recognition and your reputation at work feels like it's requiring consistent effort and sacrifice, but the combined resources can be very helpful and very productive. It can also bring challenges with your coworkers, with employees or bosses as well. Your 11th house is Sagittarius, so moon is in a great friend's house here with Jupiter ruling Sagittarius, and this 6th house ruler in the 11th can be bringing up themes of debts or obstacles that hinder your gains, that hinder your reward. And challenges may arise in friend groups or social settings as well. Then we have the 12th house of Capricorn. Moon in Capricorn again is under Saturn's rule, and the 12th house can be a challenging position for the moon. It brings up things that are confusing, and it can bring expenses and isolation. And emotions are really tied to escaping the responsibilities of the day, wanting to rest, wanting to spend time alone. And this could be a really good time for spiritual growth and devotion. The 6th house ruler is in the 12th house here, also forming another Viparit yoga. And so it's showing that your ability to surrender comes through your consistent effort and discipline. So for Aquarius Ascendants, the moon as your 6th house ruler is constantly bringing these themes through the houses every month, every lunar cycle. And so life can sometimes feel like it's on repeat. So understanding where the moon's influences are depending on the cycle can really help you see the patterns and where they unfold, and if there's anything that you want to change, if there's any patterns that you want to break, you can see where that cycle is. And so I really hope you found this helpful. I will see you in the next video.